Mr. Adam Hmada. All right, it's good to be here. How y'all feel? Good? Hell yeah. I'm from New York. I like being from this city. I do think we get cocky about it though, because nobody like really chooses to start a family here. Like my parents didn't come here because they just loved hearing loud Spanish music at 4 in the morning. Like they weren't like, man, I can't wait to wake up to gasolina every single day for the rest of my life. Like most people wake up to birds chirping. Our alarm was just toka toka ta, toka toka ta ta. I like how half the crowd got that, the other half doesn't know any Dominicans at all. I grew up poor in New York too, which sucks because this is such a bougie city. So it's a lot you don't have any access to. It's like using the free version of Spotify. You have to sit through 85 Toyota ads just to hear Not Like Us. You have to sit through so many ads, it's not even the song that gets stuck in your head. You'll be in the shower like the new Toyota Highlander has 4-wheel drive. But I think the worst part about growing up here is all the trust fund kids moving here because they think their life is Sex in the City. It's like, that's why my rent's been going up. So people from Ohio can find themselves. I don't care about their dreams, I hope they get robbed, you know? Because people complain about the migrants in the city. I'll take a single mom from Guatemala over an art major from Kentucky, you know? Because I got used to the Spanish music. I'm not falling asleep to Mr. Brightside, right? Because if you think about it, they're both immigrants, but it's like, whose food would you rather eat? Like, imagine a bunch of British people immigrated to America, started opening up like food trucks and restaurants. We'd want them deported immediately. We'd be like, get these banger and mash eating migrants out of my country. I don't want to see another snaggletooth in my city again. Food matters. I'm Arab. If the halal car food outside wasn't so good, there'd be none of us left in this country. You could take the most racist person in America, give him a chicken over rice, white sauce, a little bit of hot sauce. Even he'll be like, you know what? Maybe they are people. You know? By like the 4th bite, he'll be like, Islam might be the one true religion. So the next morning he's on the toilet like, we got to bomb Baghdad today. It's a lot, you know. I was born and raised Muslim. We got any Muslims in the... All right, never mind, I'm Catholic, you know. We do a completely different set now, you know. Remember when Jesus rose again? That shit was crazy, you know. No, I grew up in Brooklyn after 9/11 happened, you know, so it did get tense. Like, I remember one year my teacher had scheduled a trip to the 9/11 memorial, but it was on 9/11. I was like, are you trying to get me killed? And I couldn't not go either. I was the only Muslim kid in class. It would have just looked suspicious. They would have been on that trip like, where's Adam? What does he know that we don't, right? So I lied. I told the class my aunt died in 9/11 because I knew I'd get bullied. They didn't even care. One kid was like, was your aunt the pilot? Yeah, everybody laughed. He was quick. You know? My teacher had to step in. She was like, guys, let's let Adam answer the question, all right? Let's let him speak, you know? I'll talk about race on stage sometimes, stuff like that. People don't like it. I actually had a Polish dude come up to me after a show once, and he was like, all you Americans do is talk about race and racism. And it's like, you live in Poland, mind your fucking business, you know? None of us are asking about you, I promise. You know? You ask any American about Poland, they'll be like, that's my favorite bottled water. I didn't know the difference between Poland and Pluto for like 12 years. He was arguing with me. I was like, yeah, don't talk to me until Poland becomes a planet, bitch, right? Not taking advice from aliens, right? I did like my upbringing. I grew up around a lot of people, which was great, you know? Like, I am Muslim, but I got a lot of, like, atheist friends, you know? But they always kind of scared me because they're not, like, casual atheists. They, like, hate God. Which never made sense to me. It's like, if you don't think God is real, why do you hate him? Like, you're just beefing with your imagination at that point. Like, I don't think leprechauns are real. I've never been like, man, I hate those green midget bitches, you know? Somebody offered me Lucky Charms once. I spit on them, right? But I think people born in the last 30 years, we're going to have some trouble getting into heaven. Not because we can't get in. We're good people. We're just, like, a little annoying. Like, we're too combative. I feel like one of us would end up trying to, like, impeach God. Like, we just go up to him like, look, I really appreciate the spot in heaven, but I just feel like the way you convinced Mary to have a baby was a little toxic, you know? You should resign, right? But reason we're annoying, we're still young. First generation have all this information, technology, no life experience yet. Like, I'm sure the boomers were the same when they were young, but Twitter wasn't around yet, so they deny it. Imagine if your great-grandparents were on Twitter. It would be way worse than it is now. It'd be like, you're not desegregating my bathroom, I'll shit in the streets. Hashtag white is right, you know? You think tweets tweets from 10 years ago were bad. Imagine 150. It's like, just got drunk and hit my girl. Don't burn the casserole next time, bitch. You know? And it's a senator that tweeted it. You know? I'm gonna probably end up hating on the next generation. That's just how it goes. Like when I'm 50 and my kid's like, I want to marry an AI robot, I'm gonna be like, get the fuck out of my house. Couldn't find a human, so you had sex with a laptop? I wish you were trans like your sister, you know? Artificial intelligence, though, it does scare me because the only thing I know about it is from the movies. But it's never feel-good cinema. It's always like a MacBook Pro takes over the government and Will Smith has to save everybody, you know? Like, you watch enough of those movies, you get scared of your own laptop. You start treating it better when it lags. You're like, you're doing your best. It's fine. I appreciate it, you know? Like, AI is really just us letting rich nerds kill us for some weird fantasy nobody asked for. Like, I feel like tech billionaires are just school shooters that waited, you know? They're like, if I do this, it's gonna be big, you know? Fuck gym class, I'm taking out planet Earth, you know? You guys are wonderful. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you.
Adam Hmada.